This is the Metal Queens podcast. I'm Steve Richards. On this episode of the MQP, we are diving deep into the raw, unfiltered world of industrial metal with a band that's redefining the genre from the very bottom of the world, as we like to say here in the US, all the way from New Zealand. It's Newzerror and the lead vocalist, Dee, joining me here on the Metal Queens podcast. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Steve. It's amazing to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, thanks for being here. And they have a new single out, The Awakening, second single from the forthcoming sophomore album. We'll talk about that coming up. But first, Dee, let's start from the beginning. How did Newzerror come to life?
Wow, that's it's an interesting story, that one, Steve. And I'll try and say it briefly. So my partner Rick, who is the drummer in the band, well, I say drummer in the band for live performance, but Rick actually performs all the instruments for Newzerror on the recordings. So yeah, so basically Rick was writing a lot of songs in lockdown, and there wasn't a lot to do in lockdown. So of course, music, if you're a muso, that's what it was all about. So yeah, he's got very much a metal background and had this awesome industrial sound coming out of the music room. I'm like, this is really cool. However, he's then saying to me, I want you to sing for this, sing my songs. And I'm like, no way. This suits a male voice, that's like growly stuff. That's not me at all. He's like, no, I don't want that. Everybody does that. I want you. I'm like, babe, I don't have time for this. We had a newborn. She was only 5 weeks old, our daughter. We also had a two-year-old son, and I also had my sick mother who was terminal and living with us for her last few months of her life. So it was all chaotic. However, this music just kept coming in and I just kept hearing it. It got into my psyche. And then all of a sudden I start hearing melodies and lyrics. And then I'm like, right, okay, I'm in. I can hear some really cool stuff. And so we'd put the kids down to bed and then go into the music room at night and just start writing these songs together. And from that moment when I was sold, it just flowed really quickly, and we just had a lot of songs come together. And then we were in the studio recording and putting together an album, so it happened very quickly.
Yeah, and
It was fun.
the first album came out in 2023. We'll talk about the plan for the next album coming up here. What's the story behind the name? It's pronounced Newzerror.
Newzerror. Mm-hmm.
Who came up with that?
Yeah, that's an interesting story. So Rick and I met 9 years ago now in a metal band. It was kind of yeah, I mean, metal was not my background at all. I love rock music, but I had a relationship breakup. I was singing in a professional covers band. And a friend of mine who was a singer in this metal band, 10 Ton Terror, he contacted me and said, Dee, I want you to play keys in this band, 10 Ton Terror. And I'm like, oh, dude, like it looks like a great band, but oh my gosh, it's a bit different. So I went along and auditioned, and yeah, they were great guys. I met Rick, he was a drummer. So we performed in this band for a few years. And as things happen with bands over time, they do go their separate ways. People end up doing different projects. But Rick was really passionate about this band called 10 Ton Terror. So when it came time for him writing his own music, he was like, you know what, this for me is the new Zera, like the new Terror in a way. So he just mixed it up a little bit and it became Newzerror. And since we released our album, a lot of our songs from COVID times do talk about those difficult times that we all went through. And we're kind of like, hey, look, this is fitting, because some of our songs on that album talk about a bit of the news era. You know what I mean? So we're like,
Yeah.
this works for us. This name works for us. So we didn't kind of know that it had that flip meaning to it at the time. It was all about the 10 Ton Terror and the new Zera. But there you go. That's
Yeah.
how it come about.
All right. This second single, The Awakening, the first single was Full Force. These two are going to appear on the next album. You sent me an
Mhm.
email and said this is a different sound for you guys on this song, and it really is. And what's the story behind this song, The Awakening?
Yeah, well, excuse me. So it was interesting. Like I I was relaxing in the bath and Rick was jamming some beautiful music. And I'm like, what is this? This is so not his style of music. What is going on here? So the opening part of The Awakening, beautiful guitars, these nice keyboard notes, and I'm like, this is really cool. So I'm just sort of lying there and I just had this melody straight away, and these lyrics came to me straight away. Um, so yeah, I guess what I could feel from that song was this is deep. This needs to talk about, to me, life and death. I started sort of thinking about I've lost both my parents now, and both of them had terminal illnesses. So I seen the suffering that they went through, mentally and physically, and how difficult that was. So I just thought, what I really want to capture that in this song. I want to talk about the deepness of death, and how that must feel for the person that is sick, and what goes through their mind, knowing that life is short and they're now at the end, that end game is coming quickly for them. And so none of us know when our time will be. It's pretty much the roll of the dice as to, if you're here one day or you're not the next, or if you're going to be dealt that illness card or whatever it might be. So we just have to live life to the fullest every day, and make the most of every day, because none of us know when our time is. So yeah, it just came about. It was an important song, I think, just to get that message out there. We all feel that. We all go through it. We've all experienced loss, and there are some of us that are, dealing with illness right now. So we wanted to kind of hit that emotion, and for people to feel that, and help them heal, because music is really the biggest healer, I think,
Yeah,
when it comes to pain
yeah,
and
very
those
true.
sort of experiences.
D, your
So our
sound,
mental ballad, yeah.
and speaking of which, your sound is incredibly distinctive. This powerful mix, and you really hear it on The Awakening, of industrial metal and melodic vocals too. How did you land on this particular fusion of the two, and any major influences that shaped that between you and Rick?
Well, it's yeah, I mean, like, it's very, like, Rick just loves that industrial sound, just that straight groove.
Yeah.
Um, some of his influences would be like Ministry and Ramstein, bands like that just have that straight groove, where it's just a good solid rhythm, and um, good guitar riffs all the way through, heavy sort of sounds. So that's where the music comes from. As I said, when he first wanted me to sing, I'm just like, to me, I could hear male vocals, that growly stuff, because that's the typical type of singing that goes with that type of music. But he didn't want that. So my style, I mean, I grew up with my parents in musical theatre, and they loved rock and roll. They were always listening to 60s music. So I grew up around that type of music. When I got to teenage years myself, I loved the likes of Alice Cooper. I had him all over my bedroom wall, to the horror of my parents. Um, so yeah, I guess, and I've done covers bands since I was 16 years old too. So I've always had to sort of keep up with modern music as well, and know what's popular and what people want to hear. So I guess just our styles combined created a different sound, in a sense. We weren't trying to be anybody or sound like anybody. We were just being us. And so it's just sort of, yeah, come together. I describe our sound as like a soul metal. I don't even know if that's a category, to be honest. But yeah, it's got that industrial, and then I kind of bring that soul, where I'm talking a little bit more deeply about things lyrically on some of the songs anyway. And a bit of a storyteller. Maybe you can hear a little bit of theatre and some of my style of vocal performance and melody. And yeah, and that's just how it's evolved, which is cool.
Yeah. You're from New Zealand, of course. Do you think your environment or background plays into your sound in a unique way? And also, what is the metal scene like in New Zealand?
Yeah, definitely. Just from what I said before, our sound from our backgrounds have brought something different and unique to what Newzerror is through our different styles of music that we listen to growing up. So the music scene in New Zealand is difficult. Yeah, we're only a small country, so we don't have a big population for when it comes to sort of playing live. We have a lot of very small venues here in New Zealand, with smaller size crowds. So yeah, the live performance for New Zealand is difficult. And but in saying that, people love their metal, people love their rock. We're a bit of a diverse country with the styles of music that people enjoy. So there's definitely opportunities for all sorts of styles of music for people to want to listen to from a live performance point of view. But yes, it's difficult to find sometimes the right venues to be able to perform at in New Zealand, unless we were able to support some awesome bands from the US that decide to come over to New Zealand. Those are the sort of gigs that we'd be looking for. Trying to work with some bigger acts and get in on those bigger stages is what we're all about. We've done years of little stages and we're kind of over that, and we just want to go big time and jump on the big stage with a huge crowd.
Yeah, get on that big stage. You've worked
Yep,
with one of New Zealand's legendary producers, Scott Seabright. What does
absolutely.
Scott bring to the table for the Newzerror sound?
Um, Scott just knows his product. He's just, I mean, behind that desk and his little computer, he is just incredible at splicing and dicing and just getting the right sound and getting the right mixes on all of the instruments. He's just so laid back. He's such a humble guy. So he's just really easy to work with and makes the whole process very comfortable. Um, so yeah, I think, it's always good to sit down with Scott. He always asks what the song is about. We have a little bit of a talk time before we get into our recording session so that he understands what it is that we're after. So yeah, as far as just working together, it's a great collaboration and we work well as a team.
How about the songwriting process, Dee? Is it mainly just you and Rick, or who are these other guys here in the band too?
Yeah. So yes, it is Rick and I. It's Rick with the music. I play the keys as well on the songs, and I write the melodies and the lyrics, and we work together to sort of structure the song. So once I've got an idea of how the song is, like the melody of the song, then I'll sit down with him and we'll do some splicing and dicing. I'm like, right, okay, this you have to extend another couple of bars here, and then the chorus is going to come after that. And so I'll chop his little riffs up and go, this is how we need to now put the song together. The other guys, so we have D-Man on bass, and we have Slenderman on guitar, and also Steve on guitar as well. So I guess when we first put the album out, well, actually when we first released our very first single, You, we were really surprised at how people just jumped on that song. We were just like, we love this. What a great sound. Where have you guys come from? Where have you been? Um, and we had a demand for people wanting to see us play live. Like they just wanted more. So as we then released our next couple of songs, it just grew. It got bigger and better, and we put video out, and we're like, right, well, I think we need to form a band. It was never the intention. I think we were just going to be sort of online and just share what we were doing at home. but no, we decided that we need to form a band, so that's when the other guys came in, and then we took it to the stage, and have now started doing video with them in as well, which is cool, and they're amazing. And we just want to be able to perform more with the guys, but we need to take it to the right venues. And as I say, it is a little bit difficult here in New Zealand. So yeah, we're kind of we're kind of ready to do a little bit of networking and make some contacts around the world and see what the next steps might be for Newzerror and who we can join up with and work with, and take it to bigger and better places.
Let's talk about your videos. Your music videos are just as intense as your songs, Dee. You've collaborated with Baz Mantis. How do you bring the visual side of Newzerror to life?
Um, that's Baz. He's so creative. Um, yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you this, but I'm gonna let you know a little secret. So Slenderman, our guitar player, he's our videographer. He is a
Ah,
very talented man, very, very talented, and we're very lucky to be able to have that creative side in the band as well. So,
oh, and
so
who is
yeah,
Slenderman? Is this him back here?
he,
Wait,
he's
this one.
he's the one with the mirror shades on there.
The mirror shades.
The
Okay,
guy
up
at the
above
back with
me. Yeah, up
with
above
the
me.
long
Yeah.
hair. Yeah, with the long hair there. Yeah. Clever man. So he has the vision, he again, we sort of work together and we talk about the songs. He always wants to dig deeply into the lyrics and the understanding of the song to be able to get the visual. So he's done that very well with all of the videos. Yeah.
How involved are you in the videos?
Yeah, we're definitely involved in the sense of, wanting to be in have the right sort of visual. When it came to the last video, Full Force, like that song was written because we wanted to give thanks to one of our very keen followers, Daz McGrath. He's the videographer for New Zealand Speedway down south. And he approached us when we released our song You, and he wanted to know if he could use that song in South Island Speedway. We're like, yeah, absolutely. So, excuse me, our song You was played at a lot of the Speedway tracks down south in the season in 2023, and then that carried on in 2024, and they're still playing that song to this day, I believe. And that's all thanks to Daz. And so we kind of wanted to write a song to give thanks to Daz for exposing our music to the Speedway world. So that's where Full Force sort of comes in. So yeah, we were wanting that gritty sort of track speedway look, which is where the quarry look came in, and we also wanted to use some of Daz's speedway footage. So there's a little bit of that in the video as well, to be able to sort of pay homage there and showcase some of his amazing work. So the collaboration of both, Baz's ideas and Baz and Daz come together in that video, I think works really well.
Let's talk about the Newzerror fans. Have fans reach out to you with their own stories after hearing your music, and what's that connection like?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's amazing, when like right from the beginning with our very first song, You, I remember somebody approaching me, sending a detailed message just saying that, they'd been through a relationship breakup and they heard the song and it was exactly what they'd been going through. And, they've just broken away from that relationship. They were having a difficult time, and it just gave them strength to go, you know what, I can do this. I can get out on my own. I can live my life again. I might have been with this person for a number of years, but that I'm my own person as well. And so I just want to thank you for speaking those words and giving me strength to be able to start again. So those sort of stories are great. With the latest song, Awakening, we've had a couple of comments from people saying that that was really emotional. It actually brought tears to them. Somebody messaged me the other day too and said, "Thank you for sharing that song. I'm going through some health issues myself right now, and so the timing of that was perfect for me." So yeah, in all of that just it means that we're it makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's all about, is trying to get a message out there. It's our own experiences ourselves, but if that can help other people too, well, wow, job done.
All right, Dee, 2 singles are out now. Give us a teaser here. What's coming next for Newzerror for this fall here in the
Oh
United
my
States,
gosh.
and then
I'm
next
really
year?
okay. Well, we've got 2 singles still to release this year, and oh my gosh, I am very excited about our next single. It's called Narcissistic. How cool's that as a
Yeah,
title of a song, right?
great
So
title.
so yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in that song, and I have been waiting to be able to get that story out for some time, but it wasn't the right single to come out first. We've sort of had to build our audience towards this next song. So wait for it, guys. This one's gonna be different. You're gonna like it. And then we have another single after that called Scream. And yeah, that one's for the ladies.
Mm.
I think, I think they'll connect with that a lot. And I think, if you can draw the females in to enjoy your music too, then the males are going to be there as well,
That's right.
because they're going to want to go along with their girls. Or it's great if you can connect with the male audience, but also the female audience, because then it's like you can go out together as a couple and really enjoy a band together. So that's hopefully what we are trying to achieve with what we're about.
So a couple more singles coming, and then an album next year.
An album next year? Yep, that's right.
And how about touring plans for next year in support of the album?
We are planning to do a little bit of a tour at the end of this year to play a few local towns close by. So we haven't fully announced where we're going to play yet, but we've got in our minds where we want to go to. So that'll be something that we'll announce to our followers soon. We also have a couple of videos. We're going to look at a video for the Awakening as well. So that's going to be really special, that one. We have a behind the scenes video as well that we'll be releasing later in the year. So it's kind of like a behind the scenes of the first album and also the songs that we've been recording lately, and a little bit of a doco. So that'll be cool. And then we also have we got a lot happening.
Yeah.
We've got we're going to do like a acoustic live video release as well, but I won't announce what song that's going to be on just yet. But yeah, so we've got a few things in the pipeline leading up to the release of the album, which will be sometime next year.
All right. Yeah, you guys have a lot coming up here. So follow them on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Newzerror. All right, we're going to lighten things up here. This is the rapid fire round. Some fun questions for you, Dee. Just say the first thing that comes to mind when I ask you these questions. The first album you ever bought, what was it? And who was it?
Crash, Alice Cooper. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you said Alice Cooper.
I was obsessed. I'll tell you what, I'd go to bed with my Walkman every night and drive my family insane in the car, singing Walkman on in the back seat, fighting with my brother who was into Bon Jovi about who was the best. And I'm like, it's so Alice, whatever. I'm way cooler than you.
You
So
love
yeah,
Alice.
Cooper.
Who is
I
your
love Alice.
favorite female vocalist of all time?
Ooh, I have so many. Look, I love Janis Joplin. My gosh, I mean, like that woman can sing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I really don't think there's been any other female artist that has come along since that can sing quite like Janis. So yeah, she's amazing. She's got it all in her voice, that woman. So yeah, she would be my favorite of all time. But I do have there have been many other influences on me. Yeah. So
But Janice, the
she'd be
first
one.
one.
She'd be
The,
one. She's who's come to mind first because she deserves that recognition.
are you a night owl or an early bird?
I am a night owl. It's shocking. Yeah. We are always up till late. It's terrible. I guess because we have two little kids as well. I mean, our children are 5 and 7. So once they're down to bed at 8, then that's Rick and my time together. So yeah,
And you're used to playing night gigs, of course. So
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, like I've played in covers bands like up until having my daughter professionally for many, many years every weekend. So yes, absolutely used to those long late nights.
Favorite drink in the studio, is it coffee or whiskey or something else when you're in the studio or nothing?
I love bourbon. Yeah, I'm a
Mm,
bourbon girl. I'm a Jim Beam girl. But
nice.
in the studio, I'm a good girl. I drink water, and I also take lemon and honey sometimes as well. If I've got actually the first album Behind the Mask, I had a cold. I was not actually well, so yeah, I was drinking lemon and honey drinks right through all my vocal tracks. Because yeah, I had a cold. I had the old nasal sprays going and everything.
If New
Soldier
Zera,
on.
if New Zera had a signature color, what would it be?
A signature
Color.
color, black.
Black.
Hey, rock and roll,
Rock,
black.
yes. Rock and roll and metal. That's right.
Rock and
Yes.
roll, black. Yeah, go together.
And D, your favorite curse word?
Oh, am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm always, fuck, for fuck's sake. If the kid's in the background, it's like, yeah, yep, absolutely.
All right. Make sure you check them out wherever you stream your music. Check out their videos. They're great. New Zera is the band. Follow them on social as well. Got a lot of stuff coming from this band for the rest of this year and next year too. So, and then catch a live show if you can too, if you're down in the land down under in New Zealand. Definitely check them out. Dee from New Zera, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. That was awesome. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. It's been great chatting with you. Had a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
same here. Rock on. Thank you.
Rock on.
And thanks for watching the Metal Queens podcast. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. I'm Steve Richards.